Ms. Gray, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am. Okay.
On January 31st, 2025, at approximately 1:34 a.m., officer observed a vehicle fail to signal a lane change in Harris County, Texas. The vehicle also had unconfirmed insurance. The defendant was later ID'd by Texas driver's license, and upon contact, the officer observed slurred speech, red bloodshot eyes, and a strong odor of alcohol emitting from the defendant's breath and person. The defendant admitted to consuming 3 beers. SFSTs were conducted. 6 out of 6 clues were observed on the HGN. 6 out of 8 clues were observed on the walk and turn. 3 out of 4 clues were observed on the one-leg stand. The DIC was read to the defendant, and the defendant refused a breath sample. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
What did you say the stop was? I missed it.
The stop was for a failure to signal lane change, and then the officer ran the plate and saw that the vehicle had unconfirmed insurance.
Okay. Ms. Gray, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, I'm going to put you in jail.
Judge, would you consider an interlock for this case?
I am, because she just had one that was dismissed. So I am now placing a restriction on your license. You're not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have a guardian interlock on it. If you're caught driving a vehicle that doesn't have one, I'm going to put you in jail. Do you understand? Now, you have a great lawyer listed in Mr. Darvish, and he'll tell you when you have to come back to court because you have a lawyer. I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with him. Do not pick up any new cases. Don't drink. And if you lose your license between now and then, you're not allowed to drive. Do you understand?
I do.
Right. The other thing is also a condition of your bond is you're not allowed to drive unless you have liability insurance in your name. Do you understand? So if you drove here today and you don't have liability insurance, you can't drive. You understand?
I do.
All right. So I'm going to have you sign a reset. Victoria, we'll have you get Fleischer for your bond conditions, and then you guys are free to go. All right. Thanks, guys. Good morning, Ms. Moya. Oh. Do you speak English or do you need?
I speak only English. Yes, only English.
You speak English?
Yeah, only, yes.
And you're charged with interference with the duties of a public servant. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On January 29th, 2025, an officer was dispatched to a Valero parking lot for a suspicious motor vehicle that may have been stolen. Loss prevention on the motor vehicle came back to the license plate, on the motor vehicle came back to a white Ford F-150. The vehicle identification number on the vehicle was different than what had returned. The defendant got out of the suspected motor vehicle, and the officer was performing a felony stop on the possible stolen vehicle with multiple items in her hand. And the defendant refused to obey commands when told to drop them. The officer stated that he told the defendant to face away from him and walk backwards with her hands up. The defendant refused to obey commands and walked towards the officer with her hands down and facing him. The defendant kept moving back towards the front of. The defendant kept moving hands back towards the front of her body while the officer attempted to put on handcuffs on the defendant. The officer ordered the defendant to walk towards the patrol vehicle, to which the defendant refused and had to be escorted by force. The defendant kept moving her hands away from the officer, and he attempted to handcuff her again. The officer had to take the defendant to the ground due to the defendant attempting to free herself. The defendant continued to move around so she could not be handcuffed.
She the driver or the passenger? Is there a co-defendant? Did someone else get the UUMV?
It does not appear there's any co-defendant.
It's a passenger.
Stop. Ma'am, don't.
All it says is that she got out of the suspect vehicle.
Ma'am, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. If you do not have a Texas driver license, you are not allowed to drive. Do you understand me, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Also, you need liability insurance if you're going to drive. If you don't have either, then you're not allowed to drive. Do you understand? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, or would you like a court-appointed lawyer, ma'am?
Court-appointed lawyer.
Okay, I need you to, let me see if I have an application. I need you to fill out an application for me. I'll take a look at it and then we can appoint you someone later today. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions though, ma'am.
Yes,
All
sir.
right? Okay, please.
That's it, Judge.
Got it. You are Adam Reyes. Mr. Reyes, you're charged with racing on a highway. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On January 23rd, 2025, law enforcement officer observed a black Silverado and a white Honda Accord at the 7800 block of State Highway 6 turning left at a high rate of speed. The law enforcement officer made a U-turn at an intersection and followed both motor vehicles, having to travel approximately 66 miles an hour in 40-mile-an-hour zone. The officer observed motor vehicles
Interfering with police never ends well in court.
flashing emergency lights. The law enforcement officer observed Honda turn off the lights. Both motor vehicles began to speed up again while driving side by side, and they ran a red light. The officer attempted to catch up with both motor vehicles, causing the officer to travel approximately 90 miles an hour in 40-mile-per-hour zone. The officer briefly lost sight and re-observed the Silverado as the motor vehicle continued traveling eastbound. Traffic stop was initiated. The officer made contact with defendant, driver, the sole occupant. The defendant stated when asked about high rate of speed, "No, I was on my way home with my friend Adam, and Adam was following me home." Co-defendant arrived claiming he was there to check on the welfare of the defendant. The co-defendant stated, "I was following them home, but I broke off because I wanted to get something to eat." Defendant ID'd with a Texas driver's license.
And Mr. Reyes, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to participate in this type of activity again. If I find that you do, I'm going to put you in jail and then I'm going to take your ability to drive away. Do you understand? Can you look to see if he has a valid Texas driver license, please?
Yes, Judge, eligible.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, Mr. Reyes, or did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer?
I'll hire one.
Okay. I'm going to have you sign a receipt, Victoria. I'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions, while you sign it, and after that, you'll be free to go. Be safe in my city. Do you understand? All right.
This way.
Mr. Thornton, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Judge, the complaining witness and the defendant are in a dating relationship. And on December 18, 2024, in Harris County, Texas, officers were dispatched to an assault call at a hospital. Officer arrived and made contact with the
Street racing judges don't hesitate to hammer hard.
relationship. Complaining witness stated that earlier in the day, she and the defendant were in an argument due to the complaining witness telling the defendant that he needed to leave the location. When the complaining witness got up to leave, the defendant pushed her through a wall, causing her to crash through the wall, causing pain. Officer observed the complaining witness to have a laceration over her right eyelid, swelling and bruising.
What's the problem in this case? You know, the case is dismissed. Something went wrong. Something's wrong. I'm showing that the case is dismissed when it shouldn't be.
This is Thornton, Judge.
Yeah.
My suggestion yesterday.
Or is it? I don't know. I don't even,
It is a DVD case, Judge.
Mr. Witness.
I don't even see a knowing.
For Thornton, it's not published, Judge.
Judge.
I mean, ready to publish.
Judge, you said he spoke with Chief Campbell, dismissed for missing witness due to.
So it is dismissed then, right? Okay, your case has been dismissed, believe it or not. Just be careful out there, you know? Just, today's your lucky day. Count it, all right? Okay, man, good luck. That's okay, I did too. I don't even see a copy of the dismissal here. That's why I was kind of, threw me for a loop, but Gabe knows, you know?